Hey guys, my name's Chris and I have never shot a 2011 before.
Today, Chris is gonna shoot two different pistols, the Prodigy from Springfield Armory and a Staccato P Duo from Staccato. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jeff, I'm the owner of RDR Gear in Salt Lake City, Utah. We're once again back at the Farm Training Center. I got my buddy Chris Cook with me today.
Howdy, howdy.
We're gonna do a little comparison video, something we normally don't do. We're gonna shoot two different 2011s. Chris is kind of a 2011 virgin. So we're gonna break him in with the Staccato P Duo versus the 1911 DS from Springfield Armory. If you've never been here before, let me take a little bit and tell you about what we do at RDR. We're a soft goods manufacturer. We specialize in plate carriers, canine gear, Surfarland duty holsters, custom kydex, a little bit of everything. You can find all of our products on our website at rdrgear.com. You can see us on Facebook and Instagram, as well as email us at info@rdrholsters.com for a current order, a future order, or anything you may need in between. All right, so Chris is gonna do a basic build drill. We're gonna shoot his Glock to get kind of a par time and a baseline of what he does with the Glock pistol versus the Staccato that we'll shoot first.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, let's try it out. So this is my Glock 17 training pistol. What I run all my classes with, all that kind of stuff. Stock internals, stock trigger, stock recoil springs, all that kind of stuff. Hollow stun on top. So I'll do a couple of build drills from the low ready and we'll see what kind of times we get for some performance. We're right here at about 7 yards right here. And we will, you wanna run my timer for me, Jeff?
Stand by. So we're 165.
165, we can do that one more time.
Stand by. 172.
172, we got all A's there. So that's kind of a baseline, just 1.6 to 1.7 for your regular gun.
So Staccato P Duo, X300s like on your gun. Only difference is Delta Point Pro.
Delta Point Pro.
This is a 6 MOA dot, so a little more round, a little more crisp. Only difference from your dot and your gun.
All right, so yeah, I've never shot a Staccato before. We'll see if the performance changes between the guns for that. You got the timer, my friend?
Stand by. 217.
217.
Little fumble with the safety, right?
Fumble with the safety, but I think the splits were a little bit faster. So if I can get the safety down, we should be a little bit faster. So we'll try that again.
All right. 0.62.
0.62? Holy cow, no way.
That's what your timer says, so we'll run it again because I think that's...
we're gonna try it.
Yeah.
I think, so I got one Charlie with the first shot, but everything else is in there. Split times are definitely faster. Yep. So we'll see what we can get with a good run.
All right. 1.2.
1.2 for 4 rounds.
Yep.
What were the split times on that? So as you can see, we got a 19 split, a 17 split, a 17 split, so well under 20 on the split times. I typically average about 22 split times with my Glock, so definitely an improvement with the improvement on the trigger and everything like that. We got all A's on that last run as well. The safety's messing me up a little bit. Obviously that takes some training time, but the recoil impulse is super soft. The gun tracks really, really well consistently. And I also like the trigger's just so light and the shorter travel allows me to get a little bit more on the split times between shots.
So we're going 2 more magazines on a clean target. That way he's kind of got the safety dialed in. He's got everything squared away. Let's give him one more chance to see if we can tighten it up a little bit, but keep the same speed. Stand by.
Tracked a little bit high on that one. Had one Charlie just out of the left. What was the time?
151.
151, so definitely an improvement. That was all A.
140.
140, okay.
Those last 4 rounds tracked dead center.
Dead center on all of them. 18 split, a 19 split, a 15 split, a 17 split, and an 18 split. Definitely pretty consistent on the splits. Definitely well under 0.2s, which is my normal performance with a Glock 17. And we got all A's, so I dig it. That's an awesome, sweet shooting gun, man.
So if you look at Chris's target, so this was his first round. That was the first one. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's a little cluster right here. That was the first one. Gun came back up, and then all tracked right there. That was by far the best one so far.
Yeah,
and with the best time.
Definitely, definitely. I dig it, man.
Next pistol up is this Prodigy 1911 DS double stack. So new PID hollow sun weapon light, running an RMR type 2.
Gotcha.
2.25 red dot. So,
wonderful.
And then everything else should be very similar.
Okay,
so
gotcha.
You got mags still?
You have a mag for me?
Yep.
Thank you, sir.
Stand by.
All right.
168.
168, all A's. We'll do that one more time.
159.
159. Okay, I think we've got all
line
A's.
breaker, maybe?
We want to check the target on that? I think we got a line break.
I think we're good there.
Okay,
so
awesome. Yeah, I'd say recoil impulse is a little bit different than the Staccato P. Doesn't feel as smooth to me. The trigger feels a touch heavier. Overall, still a great shooting gun. I was still able to get, kind of sub 20 splits, getting in the 1.6, 1.5 range total. So overall, I dig it. I like the grip texture a lot on this.
Yeah.
That from out of the box, that's quite tacky.
Yeah.
And keeps the hands on there. Lost the dot on that one high into the right. I think my grip just wasn't set very, very well.
154.
154, but a ton of Charlies, all that. So let's see.
One of the things that you have to look at is you've been smashing Glock triggers in the hinge trigger, right?
Yep.
This is straight back pull trigger. So isolating that trigger finger is going to help bring those up. That's one of the benefits of the Staccato over the P or over the 1911 DS is that cleaner trigger. And then that little bit of a better trigger bow.
You can definitely feel it. You can definitely feel the difference.
156.
156, I think we got all A's there. So overall, I think it definitely is a difference between the Staccato and the thing.
Run a slow fire in the head box on this one, 4 rounds.
Okay, all 3 in the credit card.
But all 3, I think now with where going from Glock to Staccato, there isn't much transition of trigger. That gun there being what it is. Now granted, that gun as it is, there's some things you can do to it to make it better. You can see Prodigy, it's one of those things you cannot go as Ricky Bobby with that one as you can with Staccato.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, I think just the recoil impulse is a little bit, it felt not as smooth. Yeah. It felt like it wasn't as polished. I think the trigger was the significant difference there. But overall, it's still compared to the Glock.
And then when you compare, when we talk about specs and numbers and all that, I think you'll be surprised that's not such a bad thing to start with the DS.
Totally.
So cool. So we just finished up. Chris ran both guns. I've got the 1911 DS from Springfield in my hand. Chris has the Staccato P Duo. Out of the 2 guns, seems like you liked the...
I gotta say I did. Staccato's a great gun to shoot. This is the first time shooting it for me. If you look at, this was my Glock 17, nothing, no upgrades, anything like that. We were able to get all A's in 1.7-ish on the timer. Looking at the Staccato, again, getting all A's, had a line break, but getting it down into the 1.5s, even 1.40. So definitely improved on the split time. I really enjoy the trigger, good grip texture, good recoil impulse.
If you guys look at the targets at home, one of the reasons I want to do this comparison and have Chris shoot them, I've shot both these guns. We have multiple videos. I'll post some links at the top of the screen when you guys watch the final video. But this target is his Glock target. You notice how everything's hugging left side. That's not dot, that's hinge trigger. When he went back to a straight bow trigger, you'll notice everything is vertical. The groups may be larger, but everything is vertical on the target. You'll notice a trend with that as we go to each target, because after this going down the line, everything is a 2011 target. This is the only Glock target we shot just for a build drill baseline of what Chris would run on a timetable.
Yep.
So again, you saw speed increase, group size, that's just getting used to the gun, but everything is vertical, all A's, awesome shooting for a first-time 2011 shooter. So let's take a look at some of the other targets.
So this was one of our targets with the Springfield Prodigy, a little bit bigger on the spreads. The recoil impulse doesn't feel as polished as the Staccato. Like I can definitely feel, it feels a little clunkier, I think might be the word to describe it. The trigger being a little bit heavier for me, I just kind of lost it a couple of times. My hands are cold, different things. But I had some Charlies out on the right, had some Charlies out on the left. We were still able to get a better time than with the Glock 17, so I was still on the 1.5s, 1.6s, so the split time on the trigger is still able to be fast. Obviously the group size opened up, which over time, got to get used to a new machine, all that kind of stuff, and we could probably refine that back down. But I would say there might be some things missing on the Prodigy from my perspective.
Agreed. And I think you guys at home, you look at this target, right? And Chris and I were talking this off camera. This is what some would think, oh my God, this is terrible shooting, it's too big. But if I stand in front of this target and you're using a handgun in defensive capacity, all these rounds are where they need to be, right? And nobody's surviving these 5 right here. This is still in, this is still in, this is still in. Even this one right here is still in where you need to put them. So understand your USPSA, even though we're shooting this target, that we're not shooting super micro group for a score. Right now we're using these targets because of the weather and the fact that we're looking for these to be a baseline where on paper you kind of get a more ragged hole. We're looking to see how the guns perform in certain conditions. So again, this target is not indicative of a shooter's skill set. It is working different pistols that you have to manipulate manual safeties. They're all steel. It's super damn cold right now, and we're working these pistols.
I still want to be better though.
Exactly.
As we all do. As we all do.
All right, final target.
Okay, let's check it out. So looking at the Staccato P, definitely was able to keep a nice tight group, the recoil impulse, and being able to kind of run the gun fast and kind of ride those impulses and stuff. Worked really, really well. Had a couple that were tracked a little high, but overall, again, trying to talk about that vertical stringing. Just a little bit was interesting to see. And then running a little bit more refined target, again on a timer with some speed, was able to keep things just super, super tight and still shoot pretty fast. So overall, again, I've looked at 2011s for a while. Obviously, price is a factor, and are you getting enough performance out of paying for a more expensive gun? I would say definitely with this one, you are getting what you pay for.
So when you look at the 2 pistols, guys at home, this is something that I know that you guys have asked in the past. We're still shy of 1,000 rounds on the 4-inch gun because the dot and plate just came. But this is the group from the Staccato. You can see that the Staccato does run better, and I even feel as well is it just cycles better. It's got a better recoil system in there as far as springs go. The P Duo is the best sprung Staccato pistol they offer. Hands down better than XC and XL, C2. This is a phenomenal pistol. If I was to buy one today, the P is where it's at, simply because how well it's sprung. That's what's allowing Chris to keep this group center vertical, and with the P Duo, the rounds do grow simply because it does feel like it's chugging on the recoil. It's not as refined. But when you look at the 2 pistols, Delta Point Pro, Gun X300, Prodigy, RMR, Howelson PID, this gun is sub $2,000. Right now, well,
this one is not.
I should say 21-ish, 21 probably, because you figure maybe you got the red dot at retail and the new light, but gun, dot, and light, you're probably $2,000, $2,100 give or take. That's closer to $3,000 the way it's set. So when you look at that as a first-time consumer, if you want to get in 2011, this is a great option because now you do have money in the budget to expand your performance in this gun, recoil, mainspring housing, trigger, etc. So out of the 2 guns, great entry, what it was designed for as a springboard for 2011 consumer to get into the market and not always be so crushed with the wallet in regards to that gun there. But if you have the money, choose your poison, whichever one you want. I'm glad you got to try these out and see what your thoughts are.
It makes it's really cool to see the difference, right? And that's the one thing with the Prodigy is like, while it is, you know, maybe not as good, is hard to say, right? But I still got faster splits,
100%.
you know, and with a little bit of refinement, I'd probably be able to run that gun faster, you know, and more consistently than I run my Glocks.
And I think with this year, after SHOT Show as well, in a week now, your students, you'll see probably more 2011s on the line. So having knowledge and time behind 2011 gives you just that another ability to help those students when they come in your classes. So
Totally.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. Thank you, Chris, for coming. Guys, if you made it through this video, you like the content, like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, engage with us. That will train your YouTube algorithm to show you more content like this from RDR and other gun channels, and it'll help you in the future to see what you want to see. Thanks for watching. Be well. Take care.